All right, we got a Dodge Caravan. This is a 2020 3.6. So anything with the 3.6 engine is the same job. So here's the power steering line right there, pressure and return. I'm replacing this two line because the old one is really bad. I'm gonna show you underneath what's going on. All right, there we go. This is the pressure side. The leak is right there from that crimp. It's leaking from there. So we're gonna have to take out this pressure line from the pump going to the gear. And then from the gear right there, another leak line right there from the gear going to the cooler. That's a return line right there. You see that little condensation spot. Yeah, we're gonna change that as well. So there's two lines that we're gonna replace. The pressure right there, and then the return. So in the pressure, we're gonna quickly take out that shield right there on the side. There's two bolts. One is out already and the other one is loose. 13 mil, and then this line right there, just follow that line going to the pump. So we had to take out that line, and then after that we'll take out the bolt right there all the way to the other end. Take that out. So it's gonna be a messy job here. It's gonna start leaking fluid, so make sure put a drain catch down there, and then you can plug the line too so they will stop leaking. So let's get started. All right guys, so I had to do some modification taking out this pressure hose. So I had to cut it so I can spin that nut out. It's gonna seize up to that pipe right there. So I'm gonna show you what I meant. So I had to take out that fitting and that nut first, and I'll show you. All right, so this is that fitting I'm talking about here. So when I'm spinning this nut right here, this spin together, it's supposed to be loose, but it's seized up in there. So I had to cut it here so I can spin it freely. That would be look like this here. Okay, it's gonna look like that. So I had to cut it right here, because if I don't cut it and this thing it's spin together with the line. It's supposed to be spin freely like that, and this is stationary, but so that's what I did. All right guys, so this hose right here, there's a bracket that screw into here. Same thing on this side. This one is a little tough. You had to take out this rear mount right here for the exhaust. There's a bolt up here. There's a bolt one there, and then there's a bolt on that on the other side. It's pretty easy. Just take out those two bolts, and then this mount bracket will be out so that we could take out the stud right here. There's a stud coming out right here. It does look like this because it's behind. Everything is behind this. This rubber hose is behind this bracket right here. So you just have to loosen up this bracket, move it up, and then you can move this rubber bracket right here going to the pressure hose. So we're just gonna quickly take out the hose at the end here. There's a nut fitting going to the rack. This is 17 mil on this one right here. So just quickly take them out. Oh, it's gonna leak, so we're gonna plug it in, and then it will stop leaking. Alright, there's not much leak, so we're just gonna leave it alone. Alright, there we go. We had to transfer this bracket here, two brackets, and then a little clip to the new hose. It's gonna look like this, exact the same thing. So let's do that now before we install the new one to the vehicle. All right, so take out this bracket here. Let's take out this rubber. Just use a flat screwdriver, pushing this metal piece in the middle. Just push it out, and then the other side will pop out just like this. And then after that, you just pull out the rubber going up like this, just like that. You can reuse this, or you can use the one that came with the new one. Looks like the one came with the new one. It looks tiny, you can see, compared to the original one. So we're just gonna use the original one. Let's take out this metal bracket and transfer it to the new one. There's the bracket. There's the bracket. It's tight. All right, let's go to the vehicle and then install this. Alright guys, so installing this pressure line from the pump going to the rack over there. So this is the procedure that you have to do, because of the line is stiff and it won't bend much. So you have to install line going to the pump first, and when that's screwed in and nice and tight, you work your way out bracket, and then the end of the line going to the rack. Okay, that's the procedure that you have to do. Because if you install that one first with the rack and then work your way in to the power steering pump, this line is stiff to bend or to twist. so you had to fight for it because the rubber ends over there. It's pretty close, that rubber going to the steel line, so you had to install that end first so that you have lots of free movement on this side while you're spinning, bending, twisting the line while you're screwing that bolt over there. So that bolt is tight now, and now we're gonna put the return line and put the clamp, and then work on the brackets, 2 bracket bolts right there, and then after that we install the end of that line to the rack. All right, here we go, underneath the rack right there, and then there is a pressure right here, and this is the return line, the one that I showed you up on the top. This is the return line from the rack going to the cooler. So this is nice and tight. Okay, there's a bracket right here that you need to tighten the bolt, and then just a fitting in the end of this line, and make sure to put that plastic holder right here so that the 2 line, they don't rub each other. You have to make them separate. And while we're down here, this is the pressure, 2 bolts on the bracket, and then line all the way from here to the rack going to the power steering pump right over there. So we're just gonna put the battery tray together, put the battery, and then the 2 cables with the batteries, and then we'll fill up with the power steering fluid. I believe this is a 84 plus 4 fluid, red fluid. So that's what you're gonna do, and then we're gonna bleed the air out. All right, let's put some fluid in here. This is the power steering tank right there. So right there. All right, so before we start the engine, we're just gonna manually bleed this system here by turning the wheel left and right. So you can see it drained the fluid already. I was spinning the steering wheel left and right. So here, there's the line again. Let's go to the cab and just turn the wheel left and right. Just manual bleed before we start the engine. It's easy to spin because the tire is up on the air. Just get that fluid down on the rack, down to the hose, pressure and return, and to the cooler before we start the engine. All right, yeah, it drained a little bit, about 1 inch. Let's add a little bit more. Then after that, we can start the engine. All right, we're gonna have low bubbles in here, and that's normal. Just gonna go check underneath, make sure there's no leak down here. Well, it looks okay for now. It looks good. No red fluid. Spray some brake cleans to get all those extra oil. It was dripped from before, and then we'll check everything, all the hose, all the joint, all the fitting. So let's go to bleed this fluid out and get the bubbles out, and then we'll do a final check again. All right, it went down about 1/4. Not bad, still below max, so that's good. We're gonna check underneath for the final check here, see if there's any fluid is leaking, any red sign of fluid. All right, pressure line to the gear looks good to me. Pressure line to the rack, and then rack to the return line. Yeah, it looks good to me. Yeah, it looks like that's it. This is good. Put the wheel down on the floor, go for a test drive, double check, make sure no leaks, and then send it back to the customer. That's it, guys. This is the Grand Caravan 3.6 2020. Same thing with anything with a 3.6, it's all the same. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and then I'll see you guys again on the next one.